On the news, 7 killed in explosion along Maiduguri-Damboa Road. Ganduje says opposition coalition is a failed joint venture. And NDLEA destroys largest drug seizure of 1.6 million kilograms. It's a pleasure to have you join us on News Now on TV360 Nigeria. I'm Okpeyemi Owosheni. We begin in Borno State, where 7 commuters have been killed by an explosion along the Maiduguri-Damboa Road. The explosion followed an improvised explosive device planted by Boko Haram terrorists on the dilapidated and deserted road which passes through the Sambisa forest. The explosion happened while cars on a scheduled military-escorted convoy were transporting passengers from Damboa to Maiduguri on Saturday, leaving several others with varying degrees of injuries. Authorities have since evacuated the victims' remains to a hospital in Maiduguri as investigations into the attack continues. Now, for more updates on the explosion, we now cross live to our correspondent in Borno State, Solomon Josiah, who is following the story closely. Thank you for joining me on the news, Josiah. Now, what's the latest update on the explosion and the situation on ground right now?
Okay, earlier today, in the afternoon, the Damboa Road to Maiduguri is a road that is often choked up by, passengers, commuters moving left and right, going in and out. So it happens today afternoon where a bus full of passengers, a computer bus per se, full of passengers, they are moving from Damboa to Maiduguri this afternoon. And this bus now, match a planted IED, that's improvised explosive device, and unfortunately it's busted and it exploded, and it resulted to people losing their lives. About 7 people lose their lives, and as I'm speaking with you now, there's been reported that another person has joined the 7 people in death, and now the death is 8. Counting. We don't know what the future or later days may come, but as now 8 people are dead and the remaining are seriously injured, and they have been taken to the state specialist hospital here.
All right, it's a very sad incident, Josiah, but then I would like to know, what are the authorities saying about the incident?
Right now, there is no formal statement released about the incident, about the incident rather, but according to the source, the governor has already moved to the place to visit the injured people. And as I'm speaking with you now, after this update, I will still visit the place to see the rate of incident. And to talk about those dead, some are not even recognized. Their body were picked into a sack to go and bury, because it was really a tragic event, or rather incident.
Well, thank you for the updates, Josiah.
Thank you.
Well, that was TV360 correspondent Solomon Josiah giving us an update on the explosion in Borno State. We'll keep you updated as more details emerge from this tragic incident. Meanwhile, Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum has raised alarm over a fresh wave of terrorist attacks in the state, appealing to the Nigerian government for urgent intervention to curb the growing threat. The governor's concerns come amid the resurgence of insurgent activities, particularly in rural communities, reigniting fears of instability in a region that has endured over a decade of conflict. Security expert Patrick Agbambu, in an exclusive interview with TV360 Nigeria, backed the governor's claims, Pointing to a strategic shift in the military deployment as a likely cause, he noted that the movement of military equipment from the northeast to the northwest may have emboldened terrorist groups who are believed to be aware of this adjustment. He further stressed that the military's current lack of adequate equipment in the region has weakened the operational capacity, allowing insurgents to regroup and launch fresh attacks.
It's not far from the truth. What is said is the true situation of what is happening right now in Borno State. The only area I disagree with him is that he should have done what he did yesterday when he visited the security chiefs to interact with them before coming public to raise the alarm. But he raised the alarm before coming to meet with them. So it didn't quite go down well with me. Having been somebody that has studied the situation in Borno State and counter-terrorism situation in Nigeria. So that is the only thing. But what he said is the truth. There have been attacks in that houses, and I must tell you that everywhere in Nigeria will be bothered. It's not because the security forces are not trying their best, but there's an existing challenge. The challenge is that the last time the military got strong equipment, enablers to execute this work during the previous immediate past government. Since this new government, just only the orders that were made by the previous government that is still being received and still being used. And whereas we have now another contending zone, which is the Northwest. And so the military had to re-strategize, but by moving some of the equipment that were in the Northeast to the Northwest to tackle the banditry activities over there. Yes, of course, these terrorists may have also noticed that, they will see that, and that would have given them the boldness to now start these recent attacks we started experiencing recently. Really, even though the military heads may not be able to say all this, but I'll tell you that there is need for the government to re-equip the military and expound the essence, the capacity of them to be able to cover the whole country in terms of with the equipment.
To politics now, the national chairman of the All Progressive Congress, Abdullahi Ganduje, has dismissed the recent visit of the opposition led by former Vice President Atiku Abubakar as a wasted effort and not a threat to the ruling party of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He stated that the opposition condition is a joint venture that will fail. Ganduje, who made a statement when he led other members of the APC National Working Committee on a courtesy visit to former President Muhammadu Buhari at his residence in Kaduna State, said that the APC has indeed witnessed remarkable growth in numerical strength and popularity in the last 2 years, which has positioned the party as Nigeria's ruling one and the largest in Africa. He attributed the party's electoral successes, including winning the presidency and majority of the off-season elections, to progress in the party. Meanwhile, the governor of Edo State, Monday Okpebolo, has berated the Edo State chapter of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, for taking his support for President Bola Tinubu's administration and his policies out of context. In a statement by the governor's chief press secretary, Fred Itua, on Saturday, Okpebolo described the party's statement against the governor as weak. The statement said that at no time did the governor violate any section of the Electoral Act, including Section 94, subsection 1, as falsely alleged by the Edo factional PDP. It added that the governor, like every well-meaning Nigerian, reserved the right to express support for the president's vision and administration. In other stories, the People's Republic of China has reaffirmed its commitment to deepen its bilateral cooperation with Nigeria. The vice chairman of the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference disclosed this during his visit to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yusuf Tuga, in Abuja. He commended the China-Nigeria diplomatic relations to have been established on mutual ground, saying the country would continue to do more to strengthen its bilateral ties with Nigeria. Responding, Toga expressed appreciation to the Vice Chairman for the visit, saying the mutual exchanges between the two countries has become important to further deepen their diplomatic ties.
In these times of global uncertainty, relationships and partnerships such as the one that exists between Nigeria and China are ones that we should continue to hold dear to our hearts and ensure they continue not just to exist but to excel. We want to continue to assure you of our commitment to the One China principle, and at the same time we want to thank you and commending you for recognizing Nigeria's leadership in West Africa, within the fold of the economic community of West African states, and on the African continent as a whole.
Mr. Foreign Minister has long been committed to the friendship between China and Nigeria. Last June, you visited China and co-hosted the China-Nigeria Intergovernmental Committee. And last September, you accompanied President Tinubu and visited China. And this January, Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi paid a visit to Nigeria and had a meeting with Mr. Foreign Minister and has reached extensive common understandings.
我们期待着和尼方一起共同促进中尼友好不断发展。
And China is looking forward to working with Nigeria to promote the friendship and cooperation between our two sides.
The United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs has listed Nigeria and 9 other countries as countries to be affected as it will cut 20% of its staff due to a shortfall of $58 million. OCHA currently has a workforce of around 2,600 staff in over 60 countries. The UNH chief, Tom Fletcher, reviewed this as a briefed staff after OCHA's largest donor, the United States, cut funding. Now, since returning to office in January 2025 for a second term, the United States President Donald Trump's administration has slashed billions of dollars in foreign assistance in a review that aimed to erase program aligned with his America First foreign policy. The Nigerian government has announced stricter immigration penalties, warning that expatriates who overstay their visas beyond 6 months will face a 5-year entry ban, while 1 year overstay will attract a 10-year ban. According to the Nigerian government, any of the overstays will incur a daily fine of $15, starting from the visa's start dated exit date. Tunji Ojo made the announcement while unveiling the Ministry of Interior's new expatriate administration system during a meeting with the organized private sector and other stakeholders at the Nigeria Employers Consultative Association House in Ikeja, Lagos. The penalty will take effect from August 1, according to the Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji Ojo. Now, in a bold show of force against drug abuse and drug trade, Nigeria's Anti-Narcotics Agency, NDLEA, set ablaze a record-breaking 1.6 million kilograms of illicit drugs from cannabis to cocaine. The massive haul represents years of seizures across the southwest. The NDLEA says the operation is the largest in its history and sent a strong message to traffickers. TV360's Tamilore Akinkolye has the details in this next report.
The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, has destroyed over 1.6 million kilograms of seized illicit drugs, marking the largest drug-burning exercise ever conducted in the agency's history. The symbolic and scientific destruction exercise took place at a remote location in Ikwara, along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway in Ogun State, and included contributions from NDLEA Zone 9 and 11, which covers Lagos, Ogun, and Oyo states, as well as key borders and strategic commands. Speaking at the event, NDLEA Chairman and Chief Executive, retired Brigadier General Buba Meiwa, was represented by the Director of Assets and Financial Investigation, and he said the exercise reaffirms the agency's unyielding resolve to eliminate drug trafficking in Nigeria.
Some may ask why such an exercise is conducted publicly. The rationale is simple: to show transparency and accountability. By making this process open, we affirm our collective resolve against the insidious activities of illicit drug trafficking. It is important to clarify certain misconceptions. This exercise is not merely symbolic, it is forensic, grounded in evidence. Random laboratory tests are carried out to confirm the authenticity of the seized items.
The agency expressed gratitude to state governors Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State, Dapo Abiodun of Ogun State, and Seyi Makinde of Oyo for their continued support, as well as international partners as the US DEA, UK National Crime Agency, and the governments of France and Germany.
I wish to commend the unwavering dedication of our officers, who are working tirelessly to ensure that we do not fail in our assigned task of curbing illicit drug trafficking. Likewise, our international partners.
The Ogun State NDLEA commander, the host of the event, described the burning as the final stage in the government's drug enforcement procedures. He encouraged Nigerian youths to shun drug use and embrace healthier lifestyles.
We call on you all the time to say that there is always a solution to any problem or any challenge. Drug is not the answer, it's not an option for people to resort to in order to solve their own problems. Instead of making, you will be destroying yourself, your future, and then destroying the happiness of members of your family, immediate family, and then the community and the country at large.
From Oyo State, the NDLEA commander emphasized the historic scale of the exercise, saying it is the largest drug burning event in the country. He further noted that cannabis remains the most prevalent drug in all 6 southwestern states, underscoring the ongoing challenge in tackling the production and abuse of marijuana.
We go after drug barons, we go after drug manufacturers. The ones that are easier to pick are the couriers on the streets. And when we pick the couriers on the streets, we use them and build for intelligence to pick the barons. We pick a lot of barons. The users are not criminals. So we take care of them. They are sick people that we take care of. But the dealers, the manufacturers, the couriers, we go after them, and wherever we arrest them, we prosecute them. Many of them are in court, many of them are in prison.
The event marks a major milestone in Nigeria's war against drug trafficking and a resounding warning to those still involved in the illicit trade. Tamilore Akinkolie, TV 360, Lagos.
It's time for a short break, but still to come on news now. Former Super Eagles coach Christian Chukwu dies at 74. Details of the story will be brought to you right after this break. Welcome back. Here's a recap of some of our top stories. 7 commuters have been killed by an explosion along the Maiduguri-Damboa road. The explosion followed an improvised explosive device planted by Boko Haram terrorists on the dilapidated and deserted road which passes through the Sambisa forest. We also told you that in a bold show of force against the drug trade, Nigeria's anti-narcotics agency NDLEA has set ablaze a record-breaking 1.6 million kilograms of illicit drugs from cannabis to cocaine. The massive haul represents years of seizures across the southwest. The NDLEA says the operation is the largest in its history and sending a strong message to traffickers. Now, in case you missed any of our news bulletin or for more update, you can catch us on Limex World TV and AVO TV. or log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram and YouTube at TV360 Nigeria, or download our mobile app or Google Play Store, Wabi App Gallery and Apple Store. On Facebook, we are TV360 Online. And in the world of business, the 2025 Lagos Tourism Trade Fair has once again affirmed status as Nigeria's largest and most vibrant trade and commerce gathering, offering a dynamic blend of business, culture and innovation. Jointly organized by the Niger branch CHIC and the Lagos State Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, the second edition features over 220 vendors, attracting more than 75,000 attendees and expected to record about 5 billion naira in sales. TV360's Ogechukwu Ukekwe has more in this report.
In alignment with this year's theme of leveraging entertainment to drive trade, the 2025 Lagos Tourism MBC Trade Fair is a significant event aimed at promoting tourism, art and culture in Lagos. Vendors from across the country and beyond showcase a wide variety of products and services ranging from fashion, beauty, food to tech, tourism and lifestyle innovations. Each exhibitor brings something unique, reflecting the rich diversity and creativity of Nigerian enterprise. The platform provides brands with increased exposure, leading to a noticeable boost in sales.
Lagos Tourism Nigeria Branch Trade Fair is one of the fairs that I know. It will give you the visibility. You have opportunity to meet lots of amazing investors and end users. Then those who are looking for where to source for their brands, for boutique and all of that, they come to this particular trade fair because they believe for Lagos Tourism and MBC to endorse you as a brand, they know that you are legit and your work must be refined. So in this place and this trade fair, that's where we meet investors, bulk buyers, wholesalers and lots more.
Visibility has been our watchword. We want people to know much about our product, how effective it is, because our product is a must-have in every home, because of these things we tackled, because every home desire a sparkling house, and they need to know about us. They need to know about JT Royal. They need to know that there's a product that can give them that sparkling they need in their house, in their toilet, and all that.
We have products for skincare and aphrodisiac. Our products are formulated from the scratch. They are researched and safe for all skin types, skin concerns, and wellness needs. And we also make products according to how the weather affects the skin.
Goods are sold here at discounted prices. Shoppers are enthusiastic about purchasing items within budgets.
Well, I watch around to see a lot of things they have here. Beautiful things I've actually seen there, and they are all nice, and the prices are not, they are okay.
To be honest, I accompanied my colleagues here since we're coming here. But what I found the most attractive, the food. So far, the food I've tasted have been top notch. And inside, I saw some really beautiful clothing. Ladies wear and the likes, but the most important part to me is the one outside here.
With a unique blend of businesses and entertainment, the fair has set a new benchmark for trade exhibitions in the country and continues to be a powerful vehicle for economic growth and SME empowerment. Ogechukwu Ukekwe, TV360, Lagos.
And Gabonese voters began casting ballots on Saturday in a presidential election with 8 candidates that is widely expected to make junta chief Brice Oligui Nguema the oil-rich Central African country's first elected leader since the 2023 coup. Oligui, the general who led the August 30th, 2023 push that ended 55 years of iron-fisted dynastic rule by the Bongo family, who were accused of looting Gabon's wealth, has been leading in opinion polls. The country of 2.3 million people is casting ballot at a time of high unemployment, irregular power and water shortages, a lack of infrastructure and heavy government debt. And on sport, a former captain and head coach of the Super Eagles, Christian Chukwu, is dead. The former Enugu Rangers coach died at the age of 74 in the early hours of Saturday in his hometown of Enugu. His longtime teammate and friend Olusegun Odegbami confirmed the development in a post via his official X handle on Saturday. Chukwu, born January 4, 1951, captained the Nigerian national team, then known as the Green Eagles, between 1974 and 1980. Chukwu captained the national team to his first ever Africa Cup of Nations title in 1980 and finished as a runner-up in 1976 and 1978. And that's our bulletin on news now at this time. Many thanks for joining us. I'm Okpeyemi Owosheni. See you next time.